Hey, this Melvin former Hidden Corners, the unbiased urban analyst, which you finna find out right now. And we're gonna talk about in battle rapper Boosie Badazz, the Baton Rouge native case and proceedings and what's going on. If you can follow me, I would stay doing it, man. I know this law very well and how the government works. And let me start off and say, Boosie is not the only one targeted. All the rappers, actors, entertainers, those that are acting on social media, giving a private business public, making opinions about case, flashing guns, standing outside. The federal government and other agencies monitor all this stuff. I've been trying to tell you that's why I don't look or watch or participate in social media in the narratives that they have going forth. And while we're talking about going forth, let's go forward and move on up to the present day stages and conditions of Boosie Badazz as he faces multiple federal charges in San Diego court for felony possession of a weapon and transporting a gun across state line. Interstate commerce is what it's called. Recently, give you a quick background, Boosie had state charges that were dismissed, where he was immediately arrested by the federal government and charged up under 922G ACCA Armed Career Criminal Act. At his first appearance, Boosie was granted bail by Judge Allison Goodard, and the federal court and the prosecutors filed an appeal and asked for a motion hearing, which was granted. And 2 days later, Boosie was victorious in the court of law and won his appeal, where he was once again granted bail. And this time, the federal government snatched him up. It's an unprecedented case that I've heard of where they've done that, but I think they have grounds, and the federal government have case law that would back up what they're doing. In other words, I think the prosecution of Boosie Badazz is playing with four aces in a game of poker where you can't bluff in the court of law. This ain't where you huff and puff and I'll blow your whole house down. They'll blow your whole block off. And that's why the rappers are being targeted, because they are high profile and the feds have what they call a splash. Ask the untouchable gorillas when they busted them. They said the gorillas aren't untouchable no more. Ask Lil Wayne when they took that state case from Florida where he had been out on bail for 2 years, and they took him and made it a federal case in 2019, 2020. Ask Kodak Black about the injustices of the federal criminal justice system and how serious they is when it comes to talking about felons that are carrying guns and they're ex-convicts and felons. You can get in trouble. So with that being said, that Boosie is in good position, if you want to hear it from a layman's term, where you say, oh, they violating his rights. They violating his rights. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. Because first of all, you would be saying that the government is risking not only ridicule, shame, and a civil suit for violating Boosie Badazz's due process of law. He has a right to a speedy trial. He has a right to a fair trial. He has a right to a fair bail. Those are undeniable constitutional rights in America. So, with that being said, I said, now, what could possibly the FBI, ATF, or whatever the alphabet, have up their sleeve if I was sitting in that cell and I know they ain't letting me go? And it's for a reason. See, y'all give opinions. I'm going to give you facts. I think Boosie Badazz is fit to get additional charges to where they're going to unseal an indictment and charge Boosie with other federal cases that will be unsealed because they just can't let him sit up in there with no reason or no transparency. They can't do that. So all these opinions, no amount of prayer is going to help you, because when you go in there, all you do is put your hand on the Bible and say, I swear. And everybody in there be lying. The judges, the prosecutor. And in court, it ain't who tell the truth, who tell the best lie. Remember that. A lot of innocent people have been wrongly and unjustly convicted. Look at those that have died on death row. And what do you do to compensate them when you violated their civil rights? There is no get back. And so in this case, I'm going to say that Boosie Badazz is going to be getting additional charges from the federal government, and that they will be unsealing the indictment. And I don't think the indictment will come steam from the case that happened in San Diego. I think an ongoing investigation has been going on with Boosie, and that was the way to lock him down. And I wouldn't be surprised that not only is Boosie subject to being rearranged, but I think there's possible other cohorts that the police are investigating, because I'm quite sure the crime that they're going to probably charge him with, it wasn't just one defendant. So Boosie could be in trouble, particularly if it's more than 3 co-defendants, if they have an unsealed indictment and they unseal it. That could get you the RICO Act. And in federal court, you finna learn the difference between Young Thug, where he gonna be glad to get 20 in the state court, as opposed to what you get in federal court. That is possibly the death penalty, particularly if a murder involved, or at the very least, life without parole. Either way it goes, you don't come home. So this is a very serious situation.